Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMD 178B. It's the Tier 6 French light tank, or wheeled vehicle. It's actually a spawn of the devil, you might say. And this one is located on the northeast spawn of province under the command of Chadney68. Now, it's armed with a 75mm gun, 110 output, penetrating 120mm of armour, and it's got a maximum speed of 65 km an hour. You can see Chadney headed off over to the other side of the map as quickly as he can. He's using sprint mode. Trouble is that it turns like a pig, this thing, unless you come out into standard mode. Doesn't corner very well. But then of course it shouldn't really be in the game because they are wheeled vehicles, not tanks, reconnaissance vehicles. Well, he's managed to make it up past the centre without actually spotting anyone, and I think he did want to spot somebody. But he's going to go out to the usual spot, which is through this pass, so you can look at the enemy and potentially get some shots on them. The trouble is that wheeled vehicles don't manoeuvre very well, and so you can only really go backwards and forwards at this spot, unless of course you go to slow mode, and then sometimes you can go up the side of a wall, as Chadney almost did. Yes, 3-point turns are the order of the day, and this is one of the reasons why I don't think they should be in the game, because they just make a mockery of it. It is basically Mario Kart, that's all. And it's a complete waste. Oh, no, he had the opportunity there to hit an IKV-65 too, who went right through the reticule, but he just didn't pop the shot off in enough time. No, I don't think he was spotted by anyone because Sixth Sense didn't go off. There's some enemy on the other side of the map, and he might be able to get pot shots at them from here, but nothing in sight for Chadney so far. Now, you may know the story about the AMDs. They actually started the project in 1931, would you believe it? And it was supposed to be a reconnaissance vehicle for the French Armed Forces. By 1933, they had a prototype ready, and they were going to start production. Well, they did start production in 1937 to 1940, but of course the fall of France meant that they had to stop because of course they'd been taken over by the Germans. It was in fact the first mass-produced armoured car, and it was approved for manufacture by the French in 1934, so they didn't get around to producing them for 3 years, but then when they started producing them, yep, they did produce 729 of the A version, and then they produced 414 of the B version. Now, the actual top speed of this vehicle was really 72 kilometers an hour, not the 65 that they've actually put in the wiki. Well, he's getting some nice damage on the enemy tanks. You can see the reload time, well, he's got it down to 1.84. The normal reload time is 4.2 seconds. Unfortunately, yeah, lost his driver, but he doesn't really need his driver really. This thing still goes fast, even without a driver, and he's just pumping those rounds in. No kills yet, but he is getting a lot of damage. Oh, nice shot on the M6. Can he get a kill? Not quite. 2 shots to take a kill. He might get wiped out by that KV-2, but the KV-2 looks as if he's looking across the valley. So maybe he ought to poke out and get a couple of shots, but the IKV-65-2 is a one-shot. He'll only take 1 round to take out. Yeah, I have the feeling that he's not inclined to go around the corner while the KV-2's there, but the KV-2's moved, and we've now got a Nashorn, and he's just going straight through the sides of that vehicle. Now, is he using the standard 75mm? No, he's using the 47mm gun. Yep, the original version was the 75mm, but they did fit the 47. Okay, can he get to a position where he doesn't get derped by that KV2? Ideally, he wants to get at that enemy Arty. You can see him in the distance, he's locked on. Trouble is, the M44 can probably see him as well. The KV2 is, well, almost a one-shot. Can he get a shot? Well, there goes the KV2. He didn't get the kill, though. And now he's got a few enemy tanks he's got to take out, including a Burt. There's a Burt nearby. Okay, the SU-100, he doesn't want to tangle with that guy. Especially if he's got the 122mm gun, because he would be very deadly. He's going in for the kill on the FV304, but he overcooks it, goes over the cliff, but he managed to control his driving so that he didn't run into any of the rocks. Now, if they did bring in back team damage, if he'd run into the rocks, he might have actually killed himself, but he can get a shot on the Burt. Not getting one home yet. Ah, no, he has. Okay, there's the SU-100. Locks on. 2 shots. Yes, he's got the kill. So now he's got 2 kills. Now that means, oh, the M44 makes his presence known. Yes, he was seen. Loses 213 hit points, but the M44 is now in reload. And, oh, there's 2 of them. Now, this is interesting. Now, the M44s, what they should do is try and ram him, because they're much bigger than him, actually. And they're based on the Walker Bulldog. But he's killing one and using the wreck of the other one as cover. This is why these things are so awful to Arty, awful to have in the game. Reconnaissance vehicles would never find the artillery because they'd be way at the back of the map, and well, reconnaissance vehicles would get taken out by the frontline troops normally. But he did get 3 SPGs, which means he's earned a Demetrius, and there's only 1 enemy tank left, and that's the T-52. That's it, avoid that wall because that's a solid wall. You're never going to go through that. And there's the T-52 way off in the distance, and he knows he's been seen because his sixth sense went off. Now we are capping at the other end. Whoa! Now that would have destroyed any other vehicle, but these things are virtually indestructible and have been made that way by Wargaming, which is terribly disappointing because that would have killed a tank. If you did land a tank in the game, yep, it would have been the end of your vehicle. Well, they're almost about to cap out. The T-52's headed south to try and get a reset, but I think he's left it a little too late. And the game is over. So one got away. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Here's the end of battle results. It was a first class tanker for Chadney68 in the AMD 178B. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 4 exactly, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hits or points of his own vehicle. He took out 3 enemy Arty. He got the FV304, who was already badly damaged, and I think that may have been by shots coming across the valley. And then he took out the M44s one by one. In fact, actually, he did do the right thing to get behind one of them and shoot at that, so that was dead, and then go after the other one afterwards to provide some form of barrier, because if it actually stayed out in the open, more than likely one of them would have derped him at with a shotgun at close range, and he would have been out the game. And so 4 kills in total, including the SU-100, who was already badly damaged by the time he actually fired those last 2 shots in. You do get a much faster fire rate with the 47mm. Actually, I didn't realise he had the 47mm until later in the game. I thought he had a very fast fire rate for that 75, but no, it was the 47, which is the stock gun. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see here that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to that SU-100. 2,217 hit points of damage. He did get a high caliber. The second highest damage was Chadney. He managed to get 1,473. And the third highest damage went to the IKV-65-2 Alt-2 on the enemy team. 1,179 hit points. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 4. 3 kills went to the M18 Hellcat and the SU-100. And when it came to base XP, he's got the top in that one as well, 970. So he got 2 out of 3, but didn't get the high caliber. 723 went to the VK3601H, and 715 went to the KV-1S. Chadney fired 37 rounds, got 33 direct hits and 27 penetrations. The 47mm round doesn't have a whole lot of punch, actually. And, well, towards the start of the war, a 37mm or 47mm gun would have actually still been quite good at punching through enemy vehicles, because at the start of World War II, the armour on tanks was very thin. And of course on any armoured trucks or any other armoured vehicles at all. So you didn't really need a very big gun on those armoured reconnaissance vehicles, simply because they only had to have a gun big enough to get away if they did get confronted. 1,473 hit points of damage, of which 106 were at more than 300 metres, so most of it close range shooting. He received 3 hits from the enemy, 2 were penetrations, 1 hit by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. Got him a good one, actually, because he was racing across the gap, and one of them was loaded, did get a shotgun into him, but it wasn't enough to kill him. Normally, you penetrate the armour on these things very, very easily, because it's only got paper-thin armour, 20mm at the front, 13 at the sides and rear. So, yes, he should have penetrated, but I suspect what actually happened is the shell landed very close to the AMD, didn't hit him, and that's why he wasn't wiped out. 2 enemy vehicles were spotted, 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and 870 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 22,591 credits, got 11,296 from personal reserves, a total of 33,887 credits altogether. After repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away 23,324 credits altogether. 970 base XP, same again from personal reserves, took away 1,940 experience points altogether. Yes, as I say, we still don't like these vehicles, we still don't believe they should be in the game. I completely agree with Klaus Kellerman that they do ruin the game. They shouldn't really be in, certainly not with the characteristics they've got. And if they were to put them in with the characteristics they actually did have during the war, more than likely most people wouldn't play them, because of course they'd be a death sentence. You get into one of those, you come up against the tank, and that's the end of your game. So it is rather bad that Wargaming brought them in, but we all know the reason why they brought them in. It was only to kill Arty, to get rid of the Arty as quickly as possible, and then get killed themselves in return. But unfortunately, Wargaming just made them far too powerful, and as a result, they are now taking out OP tanks, OP premium tanks, which of course Wargaming doesn't want, because if you have a vehicle which you can get free on the tech tree, but is capable of taking out their highest price premium vehicle, then I'm afraid, yes, you're going to end up losing money, because people won't buy the premium tank or the reward tank or whatever the tank is, simply because they're much better off in a wheeled vehicle, which is one of the reasons why you see so many EBR 105s around. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.